Sup?
Sonic Racing CrossWorlds has now been out for 2 months and we are getting a big update. This is going to be a big update. Sonic Racing CrossWorlds on Twitter basically posted when the patch is coming, where it says here, Dom Promoters has announced the new gadgets are currently in development. Details will be revealed in the version 1.2.0 update coming on December 3rd. December 3rd, there you go. For a start, this is quite a big random post because it shows 6 new gadgets, which is already really cool, which I'm going to get into in a second. But basically confirms that there is a big patch coming, because I really believe this patch will be quite big. You gotta think there's a lot going on December 3rd, December 4th, around about that time, because I remember in my previous video, if you've watched that, I predicted that something was coming on December 4th for a patch, because, well, we had the Nintendo Switch 2 version on December 4th, you had the Legend competition coming on December 4th, and this says December 3rd, but my guess is they'll go into December 4th, which, you know, it happens for some countries where it goes like past midnight into December 4th, not the 3rd, so that's what I believe anyway, but it's definitely coming. This is going to be a big update.
God, okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm. Wait. Everybody calm down.
Anyway, the new gadgets, here they are. Okay, so right, these look very interesting to me. See, I've been looking at this for a bit. The ones on the top, like, I know my gadgets, but some of these I'm just a bit confused on. I think the first one here is something to do with, like, with the shield, that you get longer shield. The second one, this one I have no clue. My guess is maybe plus rings. Oh god, honestly, I don't know. I've not even looked at the gadgets. I'm just thinking off my head right now. I'm going to say you get more rings for something. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. I want some people to tell me that in the comments. I have no idea. This one, I honestly no idea what these are. Mainly these top 3, like, I'm a bit confused on. But the bottom 3 are different. Bottom 3 are a bit more easier to figure out. See, the bottom one's this one. You got this one, which is 1 item box into 2. And it says 100. It's going to say 100% when it's fully complete. Obviously, the thing we know is when you hit 1 item box, you get 2 items. And that sounds crazy to me, by the way. That is a crazy gadget. Like, that would be incredibly good. Like, it actually insanely game changing, actually, when I really think about it. 100% for this one, but there's one next to it that says 50%, you see, or something like that, which I don't really know. I don't really know. We'll have to see about that one, but obviously it shows that where you get 1 item box, it goes into 2. And the last one, you got the checkered flag with a 3, obviously the lap 3 with a shield, and obviously you can see like a timer if you see very faintly. So that to me is on the 3rd lap, you get invincibility for like a certain amount of time, or maybe you get a shield in the final lap just given to you. Maybe if you're front running and you just get given a shield, which would be kind of crazy, but like, I don't know. My guess is it's something where the game just automatically gives you invincibility for on lap 3 for a certain amount of time. But these are cool, very cool. I love how Sega are just adding new gadgets. Like, this was not on my book. This was not on my list of things I expected Sega to do. In all honesty, this is not what I expected at all. Oh, it's very good. This is just amazing. Thank you very much, Sega, for actually adding new stuff to the game. Like, I knew they were gonna add stuff, but gadgets were on my list because there's quite a lot of gadgets right now. So that's interesting. And you gotta think of it from this point as well. They're adding new gadgets, so the meta is going to shift. These gadgets could become game-changing gadgets. And to me, this personally, it means when I see a game do something like this, it means that they're going to tamper with gadgets. And that is my first thing I want to go over with the patch, because I'm going to get into my predictions for this patch, what's going to come out, what they're going to do. This is the first one. The drift build is changing. I know it. The 100% they'll do something with this drift build, which is consisting of obviously technical drift, ultimate charge, the level 2 quick charge, and level 3 quick charge. This is running the meta right now. Like, a lot of people are using it, me including myself. I'm using this. I've been using this since the start. I love this build. I'm a bit worried because this is one of them where I really hope Sega just don't butcher it completely. That would be awful. But I just want them to balance it out, so it's one of them where people decide to use it, but you can also use different builds. And with that, I'm going to say the best thing that they could possibly do with this build, in my opinion, anyway, this is just coming from me who's been using this build since the start, like in the open network test, very similar build. I know my ways around this build, and the best thing, personally for me, they could do with this is make the ultimate charge gadget a 3 slot. Making the ultimate charge gadget a 3 slot, I won't say fixes everything, but it honestly does make a big impact, and I think it does do the game well with this. For a start, it means that this build can't be possibly made anymore. This entire build where you get the level 2 and level 3 quick charge with the ultimate charge, it's just not a thing anymore. You can't do it. You can have one of them, but you can't have both. And what I'm going to say as well is that technical drift, I think technical drift should stay the exact same. I really don't think technical drift is the problem with this build. I think it's very good, but it's also a niche perk where like you slide more, you know. Sometimes you get more control with your like extreme gear or your car with this build, which SEGA don't really intend to do. They kind of want you to slide out and not have as much handling. But at the same time, it's one of them where it comes with a disadvantage at times, where you're trying to do a sharp turn and you just can't do it because it's, you know, the gadget's stopping you from doing that sharp turn. So in my opinion, making this, for example, a 3 slot, which hopefully they don't do, but if they did, it means that they are clearly going in a direction where if they made technical drift a 3 and ultimate charge a 3 slot gadget, then clearly they're going in the way of they don't want you to use anything else other than these 2 gadgets in this build, if you know what I'm saying. So you can't use, you know, the level 2 quick charge or the level 3 quick charge, which they could do. Look, they could do that, and it probably would fix it, to be honest, but it would make it so it's nowhere near as good, but it's still very valuable. It's just, I just think having technical drift as a 3 is just not needed, personally. I really don't. With level 2 and level 3 quick charge, on the other hand, I think them 2 could definitely be changed. Rather nerf them where they're not as good as they are, or make them, one of them at least, a 2 slot. And then that would mean then, you know, for example, if you want to run this build, for example, I think the problem with this build sometimes is where the level 3 quick charge is so good to a point you get to level 4 insanely quickly, you know what I mean? And then you can just instantly let it go, and then you can just start again drifting. The level 3 quick charge, I think, is a lot better than the level 2, personally. So if you're going to make one of them a 2 slot, I'd be making the level 3 quick charge a 2 slot. Personally, that's what I'd do. There's a lot they could do, but that's what I'm thinking right now, because I don't think necessarily a big nerf to the gadgets needs to happen. But I don't think ultimate charge needs to be nerfed in any way, really. I think the invincibility could be nerfed potentially to be a little bit less time you're invincible for, but that's kind of it. I really don't think you need to touch anything else with ultimate charge. Same with technical drift. I don't think you need to actually touch the gadget at all with that. I think that's a perfectly fine gadget. The level 2 and level 3 quick charge, like I said, I think could be the ones you mess with, because they're the ones I think that make this build, personally for me. I think they're the things that get you to that boost insanely quick. So maybe they could nerf them, maybe they could make some of them, like both of them a 2 slot, or maybe one of them a 2 slot. Honestly, I want to hear what you think of the comments with that, because I actually think it's a very weird one, and I do think this is definitely going to happen. Something with this build is going to happen to a point where this build isn't going to be available to use anymore. But my main thing is ultimate charge 3 slot. Making that just a 3 slot is, in my opinion, the best thing they could do. I don't know if anyone will agree with me, but I think that is the best thing they can do. With other gadgets, I'm not going to say anything about other gadgets right now, because I'm mainly focusing on this build. I think this build is the one they need to fix first before anything. But obviously you got bagging builds and stuff, which I'm not going to get into this video, but maybe they tamper with them, I don't know. We'll see in the end, we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with this. Connection issues, right. This is the big one, really. I think this is the one that they need to prioritize. Not even the meta shifting build, just they need to fix the connection issues. These can become so bad to a point where you can't even play a game sometimes. Like I just don't understand what they're doing. They've got to fix up. That's what I think. The private matches are a problem. You can't even barely go into them. Like separate thingy lobbies with friends, you can't even do that. Sometimes you can't even load into a game without like waiting like 5 minutes and then disconnecting straight away. Pretty much, just there's a lot, but just please, if there's anything they're doing in this patch, if there's anything that they're going to do in this patch, just let it be fixing the connection issues, or at least addressing them, saying that they're working on making the servers better, or like they've made it so you shouldn't disconnect from as many games, or even fix private lobbies maybe, or like just say we've fixed private lobbies, we're getting into other things, thank you for your patience type of thing. Just we've not had anything. I don't think we've had anything about anything with the internet, like connection issues or anything. That is something that I think needs to be addressed, at least with this update, like in the patch notes talking about we know this is happening and we're planning to fix it, or we have fixed it. Please, SEGA, just, this is the big thing. We want this game to last. I love this game, but if it's like this with the connection issues, even after this patch, there's a problem. I wasn't planning to include this in this video, but I thought about it, and I mean, items, you know, like, are we going to get anything for items? Like, no, just that I thought about it, right? And if we can get new gadgets, why can we not get new items, you know? Like, I understand, like, gadgets are not going to be as, like, game changing, I feel, as items, because if you had a new item and it's too broken, then, you know, what are you gonna do? But I feel like they could definitely, I could say they definitely could, or they might have planned to bring some items out with this update. I doubt it. I highly doubt it, but I think it'd be really cool. Anyway, that wasn't even my main point. I was just talking about that they could add new items. My main point is items in general. Will they nerf some items? Will they buff some items? I'm going to say no, but you never know. Like, you really never know. They could. The only ones that I could see them maybe, like, changing or, like, nerfing, buffing, maybe. I think it's tough to say because some people think some items are really crazy good and some people don't. Like, for me personally, I think the tornado is insane on this game. The tornado is such an insanely good item. One of the best in the entire game, but some people, I bet, don't think it's that good. I just think it's insane, and I would love that to be nerfed in some way, but they won't do that. I think a lot of items on this game are actually not bad, to be fair. The one nitpicky thing that I would say, hopefully they change, which they won't, but this is just hopefully if they see this video for some weird reason where they won't. The green and the red rocket, right? The green rocket, in my opinion, should not be able to lock on. That's just me. I'm not going to get a lot into this, but the green rocket and the red rocket both lock on, and I don't like that. I don't see the reason. I think the green rocket should be one of them where you can actually try and aim and then hit someone, like bounce off walls like it does. And I know you can do that. You can do that, but no one ever does that because it targets. It's a homing attack. You know what I mean? You can't. No one ever does that. There's just no point in having it bounce off walls because no one ever rarely does that. You just wait until you can target someone, and then that's it. Like, the red rocket's fine, but the green rocket, I don't know. That's just me. I think if you're gonna do something with items, at least maybe just change a few little, like, quality of life stuff. Maybe make the green rocket so it doesn't lock on. I think it can become too crazy when you've got so many rockets that lock on to everybody. That's just me. But yeah, with items, I mean, they can do what they want with items. I really don't know exactly what to expect with items, but if I had to name a few that they could definitely mess with, I mean, monster truck is very good. Like I said, the tornado is very good. The green rocket, hopefully they do something with that, with, like, how it locks on. They won't, but it'll be a bit nice. And I don't know, like, it's just one of them. You gotta let SEGA do what they do with items. We can't really determine with items. I think with gadgets you can a little bit, but with items we don't know. We don't know how it works with the system, but we do know, but, like, not as in depth. Let SEGA cook with the items. Let's hopefully see what they do with that. And now the actual fun part of the video, where we're not just talking about, you know, some negative things happening with the game and some positive things happening with the game with nerfs and buffs and stuff like that. Now the good part, characters. Right, here you'll be able to see all the characters on the select screen on that day, like all the models. And talking about that, a few days ago, I think it was like a day or two ago I was recording, there was not a leak, but kind of like someone who had it early somehow, like they don't even know. But this Twitter user, 8T8999, basically got it early in a sense on, I think it was the Epic store, like the Epic, like, launcher, I'm pretty sure. Something like that from what I read. There's 5 characters that are available to look at. One is Knights, which of course, great model, very happy with that. Speed character, ooh, now this is the interesting one. Speed character, well, I really thought it was gonna be a boost character, but that's still cool. I mean, I don't mind that. II, all these are on extreme gear, by the way. II model looks great. Handling is a perfect type for II. Super Monkey Ball. Handling is like the main thing you need to do. I know you can go very quick, but handling is a lot better than a speed for him personally. Just, it fits way better. Pac-Man, acceleration. Interesting. When you think of the games, acceleration doesn't necessarily come to mind. It kind of comes to speed, I guess, because of when Pac-Man's in the games. I mean, I don't even know with Pac-Man what they thought of, but yeah, like, that's fine. I just think acceleration's a very niche thing to have. Like, I've never really used acceleration types, but each to their own, I guess. But I'm very excited for Pac-Man. I still think it's insanely cool. Tangle, also with acceleration, which, I mean, sure. Still happy for Tangle to be in the game, but it's just one of them. Again, it's more niche than not. But I know some people are not happy on Twitter that Whisper is an acceleration type. because obviously the acceleration, like I said, is niche. So we'll see how that turns out. Whisper boost. Okay, so Whisper will be our second boost character in the game, which I think is not great, because by the time Whisper comes out, it will be February, and we'll only have 2 boost characters. So not really great, but it's still cool that she's a boost character, you know. I'm still happy about that, because boost is probably my favorite out of all of them. Like, I use Miku a lot just because I like the boost, so that's cool at least. But it's not coming out for a while, so we'll see about that. I mean, I did say there was 5 available, but I forgot there's actually the ghosts as well for Pac-Man. Blinky is the only one we've seen, but I have a bit of a weird thing on this, right? I have a feeling that each ghost will be a different type. So like maybe speed, handling, acceleration, or boost, or power. I think that'd be a kind of a cool thing to do. But I don't know if they're all going to just be speed, or it's just sort of like a skin. I don't know. We'll have to see about that. But that will come out around about January time. I think they'll come out January. But yeah, that's all we know for now. And I think that's basically what we're going to get for the patch. There could be a few little other things with the patch, but I think they're the main things with the patch I think we're going to get. The other thing that I still question really is the Nights Festival. When will that happen? Obviously we'll find out at some point, but it's just going to be very weird to find out, because very weird to see, because you have the legend competition on the 4th, so usually you get the festivals like 2 days or a day after the characters come out, but you won't really do it when the legend competition's on. So we'll see about that. I really don't know. I'm just going to wait to see what SEGA do with that. I just hope this patch really does help the game a lot. I don't think it's in an absolute bad spot right now at all. I just think if they do these improvements with the game and they balance some stuff out and they fix the connection issues, it will become incredibly good. The longevity will increase a lot, you know, it'll be a lot better. I just hope SEGA cook, I really do. It's going to be a weird day, that, with the patch, because with the patch notes coming out and stuff, I imagine the patch notes are going to come out very soon, talking about what's going to be in the update and stuff like that. And I'll probably make a video about that as well. So interesting stuff ahead. So yeah, I think that's it for the patch. Thank you for watching till the end of this video. If you like this type of video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. More of this type of content will be coming out weekly. Hopefully we should have more content coming soon, with obviously the new legend competition. I'll be doing videos on that, and you know, maybe some patch notes and going over the patch, stuff like that. There'll be a bit coming out. Hopefully I get the time to do it, and I will make these videos. Again, thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you all in the next video.